This was the first time I think any Kenyans had actually participated in the awards, and these awards are basically done annually. And what happened was a good friend of mine informed me, Nuru Mugambi. She sent me a message saying that, look, these awards are taking place, and you would be the right person to actually apply for it because of the work you are doing and all these things that you are taking part in. So we did apply, and it's an award. I think for the first time, the Kenyans, there were 4 of us who actually got the award, were actually nominated and were awarded the meaningful awards. And for us, I think it is an honor to say that, because it recognizes that APA Apollo is not just only an insurance company or a financial services group, but it recognizes that we are actually making sure that we look after the wider stakeholders that we deal with. If you look at insurance is, is really taken up by very few people, when a lot others are not even aware of. So for an insurer to do a lot more for profit with a purpose is, I think, shows that we make profit. We would make sure that for our shareholders and for our stakeholders we make profit. But at the same time, we do not keep that profit for dividends and look for ourselves, but we use a lot of it to give services to the wider community. And in this case, we have our dam buildings and our association with Chelata School since 2006 and with Raisa shows that we are actually making sure that the communities benefit from the money and from the profit that we have, and that we can give it back to them. I think I owe this award to the whole of the APA Apollo organization, the directors, because they were willing to say yes, we should spend this money to look after the wider community. Then our staff are obviously very important because they are all involved in it. Every activity we do, we make sure that our staff participate in it. Then obviously my family and myself. I believe that for me is that giving to the right causes is very, very extremely important. That we should support the right causes. We should, so we actually, when people reach out to us for donations, for support for their organizations, we are very extremely choosy, because we don't want to give money and contributions to where we can't make a difference, where somebody is just building properties and others. This is really, I think, one of the things is that it is something that is close to our heart, and it is part of our ethos to support. So the award belongs, to all of us at APA Apollo and some wider organizations that I belong to, Roundtable in the early days, Rotary, and also supporting other needy causes like the Jalaram Medical Center. On the sustainable practices, is that insurance is really insurance is all about sustainability, because when we insure somebody, we are making sure that that person's future is sustainable, because they are insuring their lives, their health, their properties, their businesses. So when there is a claim, we actually pay out that claim for them to continue sustainability for their lives and their families. Well, when it comes to life, obviously, when somebody passes away, that is the end of their life. But what happens is they leave people behind, and when the people leave behind, the proceeds of the policy will help those people continue with their lives in a better way. So sustainability is, as I said, is really a bedrock of insurance. But the practices that we do on sustainability within the company is that we are trying to go green. And we want to make sure that everything that we do is about stopping cutting down of trees, using less energy, making sure that we actually do not destroy the country by using carbon related products. So that is something. So what we have done is, one of our properties we already put in a solar system. This building we are also going to put in a solar system. We have stopped using water by putting aerators, so that we only use 20% of the water that is required. So, and what it is that as individuals and as families, we are trying to encourage people to use less energy, but make sure that we can, the energy that we use is clean energy. We just in our micro insurance area, we are helping farmers to improve their crop productivity. Then we are just tying up with somebody who is actually supplying gas to individual houses. So we are tying up with them to support them, support the people who use that gas to have insurance covers, which will help make sure that their properties are safe. If they are hospitalized, there is support while they are being hospitalized. And then also we provide covers for funeral benefits. So it's all about sustainability. It's the sustainability of individuals, sustainability of people, businesses, but at the most it is sustainability of making sure that we are here for next 100 years. We have to be nominated. In fact, I was asked to actually apply for the award this year because somebody nominated me. I did apply, but from what it is that obviously there are people who are doing much better. Some of the winners who are going to be announced tomorrow are well known to me. They have done extremely well, and I think they've done better in meaningful business, and hopefully we are doing well in meaningful business. We are making sure that we do much more to safeguard the people. One of the areas that we are now looking at is that we are growing our health covers to a larger extent. So, but making sure that we give better covers. Like we provided full covers for COVID. We also did HIV cover when nobody wants to do it. So we are looking at we are looking at how do we improve our agriculture cover so that we can advise the farmers better. So those are the things that we are doing. So what will happen is that obviously I did not. I was one of the persons who was not chosen, but hopefully next year again, perhaps we will be back.
The MB100 is all about celebrating leaders who are combining profit and purpose. So we set this up to champion individuals around the world who are dedicating their work to tackling pressing social and environmental issues. It recognises entrepreneurs, investors, and leaders within larger corporates. And then it's not just a congratulatory list. It moves much beyond that. So we work with the winners all year round on an ongoing basis to support them, help them scale their initiatives and succeed. So this year we had over 850 nominations from 81 countries. And we then worked with 30 judges globally who assessed the nominees across 5 criteria points: equity, impact, innovation, leadership and scalability. So they had their work cut out this year trying to whittle the nominees down to 100. And then the winners enter into the year-round programme of support. I mean, one of the biggest challenges we hear leaders in the impact space is it's lonely. So being able to connect them to others who are doing similar work around the world is very powerful. And then we work with partners like EY, Hogan Lovells, the law firm, Babson College, the university, and others who provide pro bono resources aligned to the challenges that the winners face. So we also connect them to mentorship, to funding opportunities, and this year for the first time we've been running events around the world in key locations, including Nairobi, which is why we're here this week, connecting the winners to our membership, but also the wider sustainable business ecosystem in each country. So earlier this year we were in India, in the US, in London, and now for the first time in Africa, here in Nairobi. So we work with impact investors of different forms all around the world. So for example, here in Nairobi we work with Kenya Climate Ventures, the climate VC, who are trying to source opportunities to invest in innovative climate tech startups. So equally we have partners like Green Frontier Capital in India, equivalents in the US and the UK and South America. And so we try and make sure the right kind of capital is coming into the network and providing those opportunities to the entrepreneurs, all of whom pretty much are trying to fundraise. And it's about making sure it's the right capital for the right stage they're at. So if it's grant funding they need, if it's angel investment, seed capital, all the way through to late stage, VC and private equity institutional funds as well. This year was the 6th edition, and we've had 29 Kenyan winners across the first 6 editions of the programme. This year there were 4 winners. And so Kenya is consistently in the top 5 countries represented across the awards, which is why we've chosen Nairobi to be one of our first destinations for the regional convenings as well. Clearly Kenya is one of the most powerful economies in the region, and I think that's reflected in the impact space as well. We're seeing more and more capital flowing into Kenya, both internationally but also local investment coming into the impact space, whether it's climate or across the social side as well. We see a lot of innovation within healthcare, within education, within agriculture, and that's hugely exciting. But I think it's not just the capital that's required, it's also making sure that there's the capacity building to make sure that if the capital comes in, it's going to be used appropriately by the entrepreneurs. All of the entrepreneurs that were represented from Kenya this year have some incredible innovation, but it's not just that it's for the innovation itself, it can actually be ideas that are capable of reaching many, many people, not just in Kenya, but also across East Africa and the continent more broadly. So that's what we're most excited about. We need these ideas to reach more and more people if we're going to have the impact that we need to see. We need to demonstrate that combining profit and purpose works, because we need every business to be doing that. I think there's a big opportunity for the private sector to step into the leadership vacuum around these issues. Political instability is happening all around the world, and so for us, we want to champion entrepreneurs, investors and corporate leaders who are dedicating their work to these issues. And I think Kenya can play a really, really leading role in this space. And that's why we're here. Tomorrow we have the event. We have nearly 150 people signed up, and all of those leaders are doing incredible work. They need support, they need community, they need connections, they need investment, and that's what our role is, and we're super excited to be part of these individuals' journeys as they hopefully scale their impact. The next edition of the MB100 will be launching in May of next year, so the global nomination process opens. We'd love to see Kenya remain in the top 5 countries, and so we really encourage all leaders that are trying to combine profit and purpose to solve these issues applying next year. We want to see more entrepreneurs, more impact investors, sustainability leaders within larger corporates who are really driving impactful initiatives to put forward their nomination to be assessed by next year's judging panel.